All right. The gate was 4.2 million. Broke the record here in the United States again. For fight nights, attendance was 17,854. It was sold out. Performance of the night went to Grasso and Pfeiffer. Tonight was a tough one to pick. Grasso and Pfeiffer. And then the bloodbath won the fight of the night.
Well, Dana, as you said, probably the card of the year so far, an amazing event. We'll go to the main event. What your thoughts were on Israel's performance and Joe Pyfer's win? What did you think of the main event?
Yeah, I mean that's what we were talking about in the back. We started looking at all the performances tonight for Pfeiffer to come in at number 14, and beat Israel Adesanya, one of the best middleweights ever, and the number 4 ranked guy. It's pretty impressive, and to finish him.
There's going to be a lot of talk about Izzy and where he is in the sport and this stuff. But what did you think of his performance before he ended up getting taken down?
He looked good. He looked good. He looked fast, using angles. I thought he looked great.
And then for Joe Pyfer, right, what does it do for him having a legend like Israel on his resume, and where do you think he can go from here?
It's huge, and more importantly, the Joe Pyfer story, and now the guy's ranked in the top 5 in the UFC, which is very, very tough to do.
Did you know he was considering suicide a couple of weeks ago?
I did not know that.
That's what he said in the cage.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
Going to the co-main event, probably the nastiest finish you may have seen in a women's
He said
MMA.
he was considering suicide a couple of weeks ago.
That's what he said, right, Joe? Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen his story, he's found religion recently and seems to have had some personal issues and stuff, so that's what he was referring to, and then he said to turn from that to this is obviously a pretty powerful story.
Yeah, that is unfortunate to hear.
Yeah. Co-main event, what were your thoughts on Alexa Grasso's finish?
I think it's one of the greatest finishes in the sport history, let alone this year or tonight or whatever. It was incredible.
And then I saw you post on Instagram on a page that Islam Makhachev is fighting in August. Is that true? And do you have an opponent for Islam yet?
Well, Ali was out there saying July. And, it's August that we're looking at.
Is Conor McGregor fighting in July?
Possibly.
Do we have potential?
Nothing's done.
Okay. But is
nothing's even remotely close to being done.
Okay. But is that something you would look forward to doing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And Dana, just to piggyback off the Conor thing, are you more optimistic than before that Conor is going to fight? Because obviously it's been a couple of years.
I am.
Okay.
I am. I was pretty optimistic at the end of last year. Mm-hmm. So, end of last year, going into this year, I'm still confident.
Piggybacking off the Grasso win, what is going on with the flyweight title with Valentina Shevchenko? Is there any plans to get her back in there pretty soon and defend her title?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that is in the works. And then same thing with strawweight. We haven't heard much of what's going on.
I mean, everything's always in the works.
For sure. No, I'm just saying, because a lot of people have been asking with the women's fights. Obviously, Kayla is still recovering. So I think some people wanted to see some movement at 125 and at 115, right? So.
And if you think other people want to see some movement, imagine what we want to see.
No, for sure. And I know it's tough to put stuff together. Terrence McKinney had a really good win. I don't think he's won a bonus yet. Is that someone that you considered tonight?
We did. We talked about it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a rough night to pick bonuses. Mm-hmm. And that's always a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But anybody who gets a finish gets a bonus, too.
Yeah. Got to mention Lance Gibson on the prelims, someone that I know came in on short notice. He told us that a lot of people in his debut did not want to fight Bobby Green. He steps in. He loses that fight, but then he gets this opportunity and knocks out Chase Hooper. And obviously the fans were on Hooper's side here. What did you make of his performance? Someone that's been fighting for a while, gets the opportunity, takes advantage.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, that's what this is all about. That's what this game about. This game is about opportunities and who takes them, who delivers. No different than we were just saying about Pyfer. I mean, everybody's taking an opportunity, and you're all trying to have the best possible performance you can have. I mean, Casey O'Neill tonight. I mean, we could just go down the list. The card was incredible, and yeah, it's all about opportunity.
What did you make of the scorecard on the Adrian Yanez and Ricky Simone fight?
I don't know. I didn't. I heard that people were talking about that. I don't have any
Yeah, it was a weird finish, at the end, because it looked like Giannis had maybe finished him, and then it ends up being a draw there. So, yeah, might want to check that one out. And then, did you see the scorecard for the Tyrell Fortune and Tybura fight? I don't think we've ever seen that in the UFC where the wrong scorecard was read out, and so they had to bring the fighters back.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's happened
in a while, though, right?
Yeah. Buffer probably hung himself somewhere back here tonight. But, yeah, Buffer is an absolute pro, and very rarely does that guy make mistakes. I think it's happened one other time. We could send him to counseling, and he made it through it.
Last one for me. You were in Seattle last year, came back this year. It looked like another really strong card. Is this going to be like an annual destination, you think? Like, it seems like
this place is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we were lucky because we were in London last week, and the weather was better than summertime there. And then we come to Seattle, and the weather's good
cold,
too.
Right? Yeah.
You know, Poly Market should have took some odds on that one. The weather's great. The fans here are incredible. It's a great city. Seattle's a great city, and yeah, I'll come back here as much as possible.
Just one quick one for me. Hate to bring him up, John Jones. I know he was never in contention to fight on that White House card, but he did say that he was offered $15 million and it came down to money. Is he lying when he says that?
Who gives a shit?
So did the negotiations just fall out over money, or was he not?
I've already talked about this a million times, and John knows what happened.
Okay.
John knows what happened. I don't know. So, first of all, leading up to this, whatever this is, all I do is John Jones the GOAT, he's the greatest, and everybody's talking about how I'm blowing John Jones all the time. Now this falls out. What, I fucking hate John Jones and I'm trying to destroy John Jones now or whatever. John Jones knows exactly what happened. And this happens every week at the UFC. There's all kinds of negotiations going on. You think John Jones is clamoring to fight? Like John Jones is like, we have to give this guy 3 fights a year if he really wants to fight. Legally, we have to give him 3 fights a year if John Jones is chomping at the bit to fight. And if we don't, we have to pay him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dana, with the White House card for celebrating 250 years of America, I'd like to challenge you to go to all 50 states in the next 10 years.
Okay. We move this thing around everywhere we can possibly go. I'm trying to think of, is there a state we haven't been to? Hawaii. Yeah. Is that the only state we haven't been to?
No, there's a few.
Maybe like Vermont, New Hampshire, Alaska. There's like 6.
Wyoming. I don't believe you've been to
Wyoming, yeah, you're right. We've been to the Dakotas. We've been to the Dakotas.
South Dakota, not North Dakota.
Okay.
There are 2 of them.
I'm aware of that, sir.
A lot of people aren't.
I believe you. That's probably true. But yeah, it's not just easy to go to. I mean, Hawaii, when you talk about Hawaii is a place that we would love to go. They just don't have the infrastructure for us to go over there. And I'm sure that's the case with some of these other places too. But it's not saying we couldn't do a fight night in some of these other cities.
And I guess one other one, do you have any plans of coming back to Minneapolis yet?
Yes. Not on the calendar right now, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dana, I have a question about Michael Chies's retirement fight. He was on his 4th win streak. I guess it's now ended because he's retired. Can you talk about his legacy and where you see Michael throughout his career and everything?
Yeah, he's had a great career. I mean, he's had a great career. He's achieved some, winning the Ultimate Fighter and then coming into the UFC and actually staying here for as long as he did and continuing to fight. And obviously he's talented enough that he's on the broadcast team too. So when you look at where he came from, some of the things that happened to him, like his dad dying during the show, he's accomplished a lot, and he got into the toughest fight organization in the world and stayed here his entire career. Pretty impressive.
Dana, right here.
Yep.
You guys recently announced the Manel Kape versus Kyoji Horiguchi rematch in the Apex. Big first fight they had over in Japan, Ryzen. Have there been any discussions, of course, of going back to Japan when you have these characters like that? And I mean, was that fight specifically when you guys thought about taking there? I know Saitama Super Arena is not available at the moment, which could play a part.
Yeah, we would love to go back and do a fight in Japan, and we do talk about it often. We just haven't found the right time or fight or whatever it might be. But yes, we want to go to Japan.
Of course. And speaking of other fights made, I got to get your thoughts on the entire MVP MMA card. Have you seen that and what you think?
The entire what?
MVP MMA card, the Rousey Carano.
Full
card.
No, I haven't seen the full card. I know that Diaz is on it and Ronda's on it and Francis is on it. Beyond that,
it's like 13 fights. Good.
What's the question? Have I seen it?
Yeah, just what your thoughts on them? Because they actually put in some prospects, and it's not just older fighters and stuff like that.
You want me to break down the MVP?
I was just curious what you thought.
No,
you've
you're
seen
not.
it.
All right. What do you got, brother?
So I've seen a lot of fans and viewers online commenting or discussing what they perceive as a lot of AI-generated content in the broadcast that maybe wasn't in previous iterations of the UFC. Is this something that's coming with the Paramount deal or just a new direction for the UFC, or do you have any insight on that?
What does that mean?
AI stuff, commercials, part of the promotional content, just AI in the UFC in general. I've seen fans complaining about.
Oh, yeah? What are they complaining about?
I guess I've seen people saying that the UFC should be paying artists instead of using generative AI, stuff like that.
Give me a fucking break. AI is coming, and if we're using AI, who gives a shit? People are upset about it. We should use artists.
So is it a UFC internal choice?
Who gives a shit? It has nothing to do with Paramount. Paramount's not telling us how to run our production. We run the production. Sure. So every time we change, we go from Fox to ESPN, and then we go to Paramount. People are like, ESPN's doing this, and Fox is doing that, and Paramount, they're not doing anything. They have nothing to do with our production. They do create some of their own spots for fights, but we do all our everything from the artwork to production to music. Everything is done internally and always has been at UFC. How about this? Shut the fuck up and watch the fights.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Just a couple of minutes ago, Arman Tsarukyan won another grappling match. I don't know if you know. At last UFC BJJ event, I asked Claudia about Arman, and she said that she's interested to make Arman versus Miki Musumeci match. So, will you allow Arman to perform in UFC BJJ?
Can he perform in UFC BJJ? Arman?
Arman, yeah.
Tsarukyan?
Yep.
I guess. I don't know. Is that what he wants to do?
Is that what Claudia wants? And
Claudia wants him to.
Yeah, and Arman he had like 7 grappling matches in the last 7 months.
Well, I believe if Claudia wants it done, she'll get it done.
And another quick one from me. Yesterday on ceremonials, you had a small conversation with JSN from Seahawks. So did you discuss the latest Super Bowl as a Patriots fan?
Did we discuss the Super Bowl?
Yep.
No, we didn't.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.